Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In today's video, we're diving into Season 3, Episode 4 of The Wheel of Time. This episode takes us deep into the Aiel Waste, where Rand and Moiraine uncover some of the most pivotal secrets about Rand's heritage and his future. There's a lot going on in this episode, alright, and it can get pretty complicated, especially if you haven't read the books. So buckle up as we break down the key moments, explain the lore, and explore what the episode means for Rand, Moiraine, and the larger story.
Ready?
No.
Rhuidean, a glimpse into the past. The episode starts with Rand and Moiraine's dangerous journey to Rhuidean, an ancient and almost abandoned city in the Aiel Waste. For those who haven't read the books, Rhuidean is the place where the Aiel learn their most sacred truths about their past, their identity, and their destiny. The prophecy of Rhuidean is central to this city's role, and it's a prophecy that has been a part of Aiel lore for centuries. But what is this prophecy? It speaks of the Karakarn, the one who will lead the Aiel to greatness, marked by the dragon. The Aiel are incredibly protective of Rhuidean, only those who have the approval of the wise ones. The leaders and spiritual guides of the Aiel are allowed to enter. And entering isn't just about walking into a city. It's a dangerous trial. Those who go into Rhuidean will witness the past, possibly the future, and depending on how they survive it, they may carry the mark of the dragon on their arm. However, there's always the risk that they might not come out alive. In this episode, Rand is struggling with his identity. He's Aiel by blood, but not in spirit. His connection to the Aiel is complicated, and he feels like an outsider. He's trying to understand how he can possibly fulfill the role of the Karakarn when he doesn't truly fit in. And so, he ventures into Rhuidean to unlock the truths of his past, hoping to find his purpose and identity. The Aiel's history and the Aiel War. As Rand and Moiraine enter Rhuidean, we begin to get some major lore dumps about the Aiel. This can be overwhelming, especially if you're unfamiliar with the books. But don't worry, we're here to break it down. The key moment here is the explanation of why the Aiel War happened. Moiraine recounts that the Aiel once lived in peace, practicing the Way of the Leaf, a philosophy of nonviolence, but this peace was shattered when Laman, the king of Rhuidean, cut down the Tree of Life, Avendesora. This act was seen as a grave insult by the Aiel, and they crossed the spine of the world to seek justice for this dishonor. The war that followed was brutal and tragic, and it forever changed the course of history for both the Aiel and the lands around them. In Rhuidean, Rand starts to witness these events firsthand as he experiences the past through the lives of his ancestors. This journey into history is a key moment of self-discovery for Rand, helping him understand the motivations, values, and traditions of the Aiel, the Gai'Shain, and Moiraine's role. Before Rand and Moiraine enter Rhuidean, we also learn about the Gai'Shain, Aiel who have been captured in battle and are forced to serve their captors for a year and a day without the ability to touch weapons or engage in violence. It's an intense form of punishment, and it shows the level of discipline and tradition the Aiel have. Meanwhile, Moiraine and Egwene are learning about the deeper customs and prophecies of the Aiel. The Wise Ones tell them that if Rand had not come to the Aiel Waste, he would have died, along with the Aiel who were with him. This is a cryptic line that hints at just how significant Rand's presence in the Aiel Waste truly is. They also hint that Moiraine might not survive if she enters Rhuidean, though this is left vague, implying that her fate is tied to Rand's journey in ways she doesn't fully understand yet. Moiraine's relationship with Rand is complex. She's dedicated her life to guiding him, but Rand is frustrated with her and feels that she has never truly tried to help him. He questions whether she'll let him make his own choices and take risks without intervening. Moraine's commitment to Rand's success is clear, but it's also clear that she's struggling with the danger he represents, not only to himself, but to everyone around him. Rand's visionary journey, a walk through history. Now, let's talk about what Rand experiences once he steps into Rhuidean. For those who love deep lore and history, this is where things get interesting. Rand begins walking through Rhuidean and is instantly transported into the past. He first inhabits the body of his father, Janduin, a leader of the Aiel during the time of the Aiel War. Rand as Janduin participates in the battles of the war and sees the brutal consequences of the Aiel's actions. His father, in a heartbreaking moment, finds Rand's mother dead in the snow with no sign of the child she was carrying. This moment is a significant part of Rand's own history, his connection to the Aiel and to Moiraine's family. But the visions don't stop there. Rand continues his journey through the ages, seeing his ancestors and their struggles. One of the most important moments is when Rand inhabits the body of Luin, an ancestor who lived during the time when the Aiel lived in wagons. In this vision, Luin is faced with the choice to follow the way of the leaf or take up arms to protect his family. Luin's decision to fight against bandits, despite the Aiel's oath of nonviolence, marks the beginning of the Aiel's split into different factions. This is how the Way of the Spear came into being.
To understand the blood in your veins.
The Sa'angreal and Lanfear's involvement. As Rand continues his journey through Rhuidean, he encounters the legendary Latra Sedai, an Aes Sedai from the Age of Legends. Latra tries to explain the importance of peace to the Aiel, encouraging them to stick to the way of the leaf. However, there's a major revelation here. Latra holds a Sa'angreal, a powerful artifact that can amplify a channeler's abilities. This Sa'angreal is important because it was the same one that Lanfear later reveals to Rand. This artifact is incredibly powerful and would be highly sought after by the Dark One's forces. In the next part of Rand's journey, he sees his ancestor interacting with Lanfear, a key figure in the Age of Legends. Lanfear, who is later revealed to be one of the Forsaken, is shown here as someone who believes that the true power of the One Power lies in embracing the Dark One. This moment foreshadows her future betrayal and the role she will play in Rand's life. The Mark of the Dragon. Eventually, Rand's journey through Rhuidean culminates in him receiving the Mark of the Dragon, twice on his arms. The prophecy of the Kara-Akarn says that the true leader of the Aiel will bear 2 marks of the dragon. Rand, who has always struggled with his identity as the Dragon Reborn, now fully understands his role. He is the Kara-Akarn, the one destined to lead the Aiel, but this discovery doesn't come without a cost. Rand emerges from Rhuidean, changed, deeply affected by the visions he's experienced and the knowledge he's gained. The weight of his destiny is heavy, and his understanding of himself and his people is forever altered. Moiraine's visions. A dark future. While Rand is going through his trials in Rhuidean, Moiraine is also experiencing her own set of visions. Her visions show a series of potential futures, each one darker than the last. In one vision, she sees herself as the queen, with Rand at her side, but it quickly turns into a nightmare as she's forced to kill Rand. In another, she's killed multiple times by Lanfear, who becomes a significant threat to her survival. These visions are unsettling and suggest that Moiraine is facing a future filled with death and betrayal. The key takeaway from Moiraine's visions is the uncertainty of the future. No matter what she does, it seems like there's always a way for Lanfear to triumph. These visions leave Moiraine with a sense of dread about the future and the choices she will have to make. The return to safety. After their trials in Rhuidean, Rand and Moiraine finally emerge, changed and scarred. Rand, marked by the dragon, returns with Moiraine in his arms, nearly dead from the experience. Lan, who has been waiting outside, takes Moiraine into his arms, relieved to see her alive. But it's clear that both Rand and Moiraine are forever altered by their experiences. Their journey into Rhuidean has given them both new insights into their destinies, but it's also left them with a deeper understanding of the sacrifices they must make. Our nerdy thoughts. This episode of The Wheel of Time is a deep dive into the mysteries of the Aiel and their connection to Rand's past and future. From the prophecy of Rhuidean to the painful choices that both Rand and Moiraine must make, it's clear that this season will be filled with difficult decisions and intense revelations. What does the future hold for Rand and Moiraine? Will they be able to fulfill their destinies, or will the Dark One's forces get the better of them? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have any theories about what's to come? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Wheel of Time breakdowns. Until next time, may the light shine on you.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.